When it comes to the NFL season, every week is important. But which Bills games are fans most looking forward to? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to another rankings edition of Believers Talk, where I'm going to take all 16 games on the Buffalo Bills 2020 regular season schedule, and I'm going to rank them from the games that I'm most excited about, the games that I'm ready to see, the games I'm pumped to see, to the games that, I'm going to watch. Obviously, I'm excited to see them because it's our team playing, but games that don't have as big of an impact for the Buffalo Bills in the 2020 NFL season. Before we do that, however, guys, I want to remind everyone, if you haven't already subscribed to Believers Talk, hit that subscribe button for continuing Buffalo Bills news. After you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. YouTube will notify you when we put out new content. While you're here, hit that thumbs up button, like this video, and leave a comment. What games are you excited about? What games have you most excited? And what games are you not that excited about? What games are you just saying, hey, obviously it's the Bills. Obviously we want that win. Every game's important in the NFL. I'm not saying that. But these are the games that get me excited, and that's what we're here to talk about. I'm going to rank all the games from 16 to 1, the games that get me least excited to the games that I'm most excited about. So let's get this underway with the 16th game on my list. That's the game Week 4 at Las Vegas. And when I talk about this schedule, when I talk about doing these rankings, obviously I'm going to put more importance on divisional games, right? Divisional games are a big way to win your division. You win your divisional games, you go 6-0 in your division, which I think the Bills can do this year. It goes a long way to winning your division. And then the home games. I love being at home. I love being in front of that crowd. I feel like those games have that much more importance because they are in Buffalo. You have to be able to defend your home turf. Again, the last 2 seasons, Bills 4-4 in each season. At home, we need to do a better job. So Week 4, that's the first game that I say, that's the game I'm least looking forward to seeing, the game against the Las Vegas Raiders in Las Vegas. And listen, if you're going to Las Vegas, if you're checking out the new stadium, if you're going to be in some nice weather in early October, good for you. Really happy for you. You have a reason to be excited. But as of right now, I don't have a ticket to Vegas, right? I'm not going to go watch this game. I'm going to be watching it on TV. You talk about a 4:25 start time for us on the East Coast. Not something a lot of fans look forward to. I like my 1 o'clock games. That's why I'm on the East Coast. That's why I cheer for the Buffalo Bills. If you want to give us a primetime game or 2 or 4 as we have this season, hey, I'll be excited to watch them. But give me those 1 o'clock games. This game, Las Vegas, 425 AFC West opponent, so it doesn't have as big of implications when you're talking about a playoff push. Now, it does have some tiebreaker implications, obviously, but hopefully the Bills win this game anyway, and then it's not going to matter. But you're talking about 425 start time, again, going out west. Just not a huge fan of this game, not a fan of away games as far as the other games go. And that's why my next game is another away game, and that's the Week 15 matchup against the Denver Broncos. Again, going out to the West Coast, just not something I'm looking forward to seeing the Buffalo Bills do as often as they're going to do it this season. However, you're talking about Week 15 matchup. Obviously, the playoff push is getting more intensified towards Week 15. Maybe that's when we can clinch the AFC East. So that would obviously add some excitement to this game. But for what we know about this game right now, I'm just not that excited about it. In fact, I don't even think the time is set for this game yet. I know that the date is, I think, December 20th, but they didn't even set the time for this one yet because they're just not sure how big of a game this will be come Week 15 of the NFL season. Now, if you want to look back to last season, 2019, I think the Buffalo Bills had one of their most convincing victories when they played the Denver Broncos, beating them 20-3. But that game was in Buffalo, right? This game's in Denver. We all know how much tougher it is to play in Denver. So it's going to be a little tricky for the Buffalo Bills. Maybe we can still pull it out. Again, I think we're the better team on paper, but that doesn't always make us the better team on the scoreboard at the end of the game. Then I go down to 14th on my list is the game against the LA Rams week 3. This is the first home game that I have on this list, and now we move to the NFC. Talk about some NFC West opponents. Again, the games that mean the least towards the playoff push if you're a Buffalo Bills fan. I look at the LA Rams just with the first two teams, a game that we should be able to win. This Rams team is now kind of on the decline, so a game we should win. But again, you're talking about a game against the NFC West, doesn't have as big of implications. Now, if you're looking for a reason to watch this game, it's a home game, so I'm very excited about that. And if you're talking about a week 3 game, you're talking about a possibility of Ed Oliver coming back from his suspension if he gets suspended for what he did this past weekend with that DWI. So possibly a 2-game suspension for him. You might see him back in this Rams game, something to look forward to. But other than that, I'm not really looking forward to this game as far as the game's concerned on the Buffalo Bills schedule. Then you go down, I have another NFC West opponent, this one in the NFC West. You're going away for this game, and that's against the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona. Another 4 o'clock start time. Again, I'm just not a big fan of those 4 o'clock start times. It's a week 10 matchup. This game right before our bye week, so that's something to look forward to. Our bye week's a little late this year, week 11, but I am looking forward to it. Now, if there's one matchup that should have Bills fans excited when it comes to this game against the Arizona Cardinals, that has to be Tre'Davious White versus DeAndre Hopkins. I think Bills fans should know all about that matchup, considering what happened last year in the playoffs. 2 years ago when we played Houston, these two will match up against each other again. The number 1 cornerback in the NFL, in my opinion, against a top 3 wide receiver in the NFL, depending where you have him ranked. I think it's going to be a fun matchup. I think watching Arizona's offense led by Kingsbury versus Buffalo Bills defense led by Leslie Frazier and Coach McDermott. That's going to be a fun matchup to watch. But again, NFC team going out west yet again, another road game here against the Arizona Cardinals. Then 12th on this list, I have the game versus the LA Chargers. Guys, there's some reasons to be excited about this game, to have this game a little bit higher up there than maybe some other Bills fans do. Obviously, it's the homecoming for Tyrod Taylor. Not sure if that matters so much. Not even sure if he's going to be playing or starting at quarterback for the Chargers by week 12. But this is a home game. This is a homecoming of sorts for Tyrod Taylor. Whether we like it or not, he was the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills when the drought was ended. So we do have to give him some kudos for that. I'm not trying to start a debate of whether we should cut him or not. I feel like that debate's over. I feel like we have the quarterback of the future. I'm happy with it, and I don't think anyone can disagree with me at that at this point. But one reason why I'm excited about this game, one reason why I have this game ranked 12th and not further back, is because Coach McDermott is currently 3-0 as the Buffalo Bills head coach after a bye week, okay? And if you think about a coach like Andy Reid, which Coach McDermott comes from the Andy Reid tree of coaches, one thing you always think about when it comes to Andy Reid is how good he is, how good his teams are after a bye week. I believe in Andy Reid's coaching career, he's only lost 2 games after a bye week. So pretty impressive stuff. And there's one big game at the end of the year, played in February, that you have 2 weeks to prepare for. So if you're talking about a guy, a coach who's undefeated after having more than a week to prepare, that will be good for a team's morale when you're talking about late in the season, that big super game that they play in February when you have 2 weeks to prepare. So we'll see what happens there. After that game, the game I'm looking forward to that's 11th on my schedule, on my list, is the Week 7 game at New Jersey. This is the divisional game against the Jets, but you just can't be too excited to go to New Jersey. Who's excited to go to New Jersey? I've been to New Jersey. I've been to Meadowlands playing at times. It's not a terrible stadium. It's fun watching the Bills win there. It's fun watching the Bills beat the Jets any chance you get to see it. That's why I have this game ranked a little bit lower. It's the lowest ranked division game I have on my schedule, but it is still a divisional game. You have to love Josh Allen versus Sam Darnold. You know that they're going to be going back and forth for a few more years in their career, if not a bit longer than that. Would love to see a Dan Marino, Jim Kelly type rivalry with these two guys, especially if Josh Allen comes out on top over and over again. Then you go to the 10th ranked game on this list for me. It's that Week 5 matchup against the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans coming off an AFC Championship berth last year. I think this is a chance for the Bills to prove that they are real contenders in the AFC. Now, who knows what type of team the Tennessee Titans are going to have in 2020. Some people think that last year was a fluke. Ryan Tannehill is going to come back down to earth, and the Tennessee Titans are not going to be as good this upcoming season. But if they are, this would be a huge stepping stone for the Buffalo Bills if they could win this game on the road. Remember, 2019, the Bills beat Tennessee 14-7 on that Duke Williams touchdown. If we could beat them again, that would be a huge statement for the Buffalo Bills. Going to my 9th ranked game on this list. It's another divisional matchup, but this one again on the road against the Miami Dolphins week 2. I think the Miami Dolphins by week 2 will not be on the same page. Again, a lot of new pieces in Miami that they still have to get used to. And with everything going on with the pandemic, they don't have as much time to work together in OTAs. Unless they're getting together like Josh Allen did with some of the draft picks, they don't really have that kind of time. So they're not going to have that type of cohesiveness when it comes to playing week 1, week 2. Remember week 1 last season against the New Jersey Jets, the Buffalo Bills had 4 turnovers. So hopefully when we get those turnovers, if we get those turnovers, we're able to convert them into more points than 17, step on the throat of your opponent when you have them down, and then the Dolphins, even if they get it going later in that game, can't come back. So another divisional matchup. It's 9th on my list as far as games I'm most excited to see against the Miami Dolphins in Miami. And then the 8th game that I'm most excited to see for the Buffalo Bills in 2020, that week 9 matchup against the Seattle Seahawks. Listen, I think Seattle is a good team. I really like seeing where the Buffalo Bills rank compared to some of the better teams in the NFL. They were 1 game away last season from winning the NFC West, and who knows how it would have been different compared to the 49ers and the Seahawks if that would have happened, right? I think they lost their first matchup in overtime with the Niners, lost their second matchup by a yard, I believe it was. So I would see a very good team. They've been a very good team in the NFC for quite some time. This would be the type of game to see where the Buffalo Bills stack up. This game's at home, back-to-back home games. The week before, we will come off a week against the New England Patriots. We'll obviously get to that game a little bit later, but this game would have so much more importance, especially going after a divisional game. You want to make sure that the team's ready to play at home and maybe get a win against a very good quality opponent in the Seattle Seahawks. 7th on my list is that week 1 matchup against the New Jersey Jets. Listen, guys, it's the home opener, so there's plenty of reasons to be excited when you're talking about week 1 in the NFL season, when you're talking about home opener for the Buffalo Bills, when you're talking about a divisional game against a foe that we just don't like, right? Like a team with an identity crisis who thinks they're from New York when really they play in New Jersey. Let's have them come to New York, show them what New York is like, and then kick their butts and kick them out of town, send them back to New Jersey. I have this as the game I'm 7th most excited to see on this list. Again, you can't underestimate these divisional games, and that's what I say about this 6th game that I'm most excited to see as the Buffalo Bills play the Miami Dolphins in Buffalo week 17. Now, I'm looking at these games saying that by week 17, the Bills still might have some seeding things to play for, by week 17. And if they do, if this game sees both teams playing all their starters, it's going to be fun to watch. Who knows week 17 in Buffalo, the type of weather that we're going to get. And listen, normally Miami doesn't do good when they have to come up to Buffalo in December or early January, as this game is actually going to be the first Sunday in January. So we don't know what the weather's going to be like. And that just puts a smile on my face knowing that people like Tua Tagovailoa, who went to college in Alabama, went to Florida, have to come up to Buffalo in December. We're going to show you how real men play football and pound it down your throats. I'm excited about this game, and that's why it's 6th on my games I'm most excited to watch. Going down to 5, and this is when you start talking about those primetime games, right? Again, the Bills have 4 primetime games this season. So the first game is going to be that week 16 matchup. First game that I'm most least excited to see as far as the primetime games go is that week 16 matchup against the New England Patriots in New England. Guys, there's plenty of reasons to love this game. By this time, it will be the second game the Bills have played in the post-Tom Brady era. Would love to beat New England in New England at Gillette Stadium. Obviously, Bill Belichick is still there. By week 16, you have this huge playoff push, huge playoff implications, possibly a division still on the line by week 16, going up against a team that's won this division 17 of the last 19 years, or whatever crazy stat it is. This will be a huge game on Monday Night Football. This game is the game that I'm fifth most excited to see, and that just goes to show you how strong the Bills' schedule is. Again, people keep saying how tough the Bills' schedule is. I don't see it as tough. I see it as the Buffalo Bills having plenty of opportunity to prove just how good they are. So the game I'm fourth most excited to see on this list is that Sunday Night Football game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, reliving last year when the Bills beat the Steelers to make it into the playoffs to clinch their wild card spot. Now this year it's going to be week 14 instead of week 15, and this year it's in Buffalo instead of in Pittsburgh. The first game in Buffalo on Sunday Night Football in over a decade, I believe. I might be wrong there. Someone will let me know in the comment section, but I just really look forward to this game. The 2019 game was very exciting to watch. This game might even be better because the Steelers are going to have Ben Roethlisberger, at least right now that's what it looks like, have Ben Roethlisberger and not Duck Hodges. So you talk about two great defenses going at it once again on Sunday Night Football. Let's see who can make more plays on offense, Josh Allen or Ben Roethlisberger. It's going to be a fun one to watch week 14 against the Steelers, but not as excited. I'm not as excited about that game as I am against the next game on this list, and that's another Monday Night Football game. This one on the road. Again, we have two Monday Night Football games, both of them on the road. This one, we're going to California. We're playing the San Francisco 49ers, week 13. Monday Night Football, the NFC Super Bowl representative. You want to see how good you can be? You want to see how good you are? Go into San Fran, beat the 49ers, beat the team that represented the NFC last year. This is going to be a week 13 matchup, so obviously playoff implications still on the line for both of these teams probably at this point. You're talking about Monday Night Football game, national stage. It's going to be a fun one. I look forward to this one. I'm pretty sure you all look forward to this one. I think ESPN ranked it as the third best primetime game that they have this season. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch, so I hope you all look forward to that San Francisco game. And of course, you know, Chris Berman's going to be watching because this is the game that he predicted to be the Super Bowl throughout the 90s. It never happened, but some exciting games in Bills and 49ers past. Hopefully we get another one here, week 13 of the 2020 NFL season. That gives us two games left. And listen, you can go back and forth on both these games, right? This gives us the Week 8 matchup against the New England Patriots in Buffalo. Also gives us that Week 6 matchup in Buffalo against the Kansas City Chiefs, against the defending Super Bowl champions. I could easily see you do 1A, 1B. I can easily see you reversing the order on this one. Again, let me know in the comment section, which game are you most excited to see as a Buffalo Bills fan? I'm going to tell you the game that I'm most excited to see is that Week 8 matchup against the New England Patriots. So that means the game I'm second most excited to see is that Week 6 matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills' fourth primetime game. Listen, we're going up against the Super Bowl champions. We're bringing them into Buffalo on Thursday night. If you followed this channel before, you know I've said this, and I'll say it over and over again until this game happens. I don't think the Bills will beat the Kansas City Chiefs on Thursday Night Football. I expect the Bills to beat the defending Super Bowl champions on Thursday Night Football. That's my expectation, is for this team to come into Buffalo and be shown how Buffalo Bills football is played. Hopefully by week 6, we can have fans back in the stadium and the place will be rocking. I really look forward to this game. However, when you're talking about playing in the NFL, it all comes down to winning your division. And when you talk about winning the division in the AFC East, you talk about having to beat the New England Patriots. You talk about having to beat the Evil Empire. And this will be the first game we play New England post the Tom Brady era. Now, we've played the Patriots without Tom Brady before. Remember Matt Castle when he came in a while ago. We played against Jacoby Brissett a few years ago during a 4-game Tom Brady suspension. But this is going to be post Tom Brady era. We don't have to worry about Tom Brady. I think we can beat this team even if they had Tom Brady, but you need to win this game at home Week 8 against the New England Patriots. This is the time when you need to say, hey, we're here to take this division by storm. This isn't your division anymore. This is our division. And that's why not only do I think this is the most important game on the Buffalo Bills schedule, I think this is the game I'm most excited to see. I think this game is where we prove that we have AFC East supremacy, because by this time, by week 8, if all goes to plan, we will have beat the Jets twice already, and then you have that third division game. Again, you win your divisional games, you have a good shot to win your division. So that's my list as far as games I'm most to least excited to see for the Buffalo Bills during the 2020 NFL season. Let me know what your list looks like. What games are you most excited to see? And what games would you have ranked 16th? Again, every game is important in the NFL. I'm looking forward to all these games because it brings back football. It brings back Buffalo Bills football. And I believe that the Buffalo Bills can win the AFC East this year, and it starts one game at a time. Every game is important, and I look forward to hanging out with you guys during every single game this season. Again, #sports and Billievers Talk, planning to bring you play-by-play and reaction to every single Buffalo Bills game right here on YouTube, and then over on Sportscaster as well. So make sure you join us during the regular season. A few months away yet, but plenty to talk about in the meantime. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video, and again, leave a comment. What do you think? I look forward to talking to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.